Who is Grausam the Miraculous, one of the most mysterious of the 7 demon sages of destruction that holds the answers for most of Frieren's most important mysteries, like is he still alive? Did the hero's party actually defeat him, and how? If he is alive, is he a part of the declining empire? And one of the biggest questions that might end up being a part of the ending of the entire series is him knowing what happened when Schlott the Omniscient and the 7 demon sages of destruction defeated the hero of the South. These are all of the questions and many more swirling around this one character, in which what makes his character in particular stand out is his expertise in hypnosis magic and the omission of context in various situations that involves his presence. Oh yeah, spoiler warning, you kinda have to be updated with the Frieren Manga to kinda get what is happening all around Grausam the Miraculous, but stay anyways, so I can help inform you. And before we can continue, it's another day in the Frieren Manga hiatus. Yamada Kanehito and Abe Tsukasa have been sick for 10 months now. Who wouldn't be sick when they know what will happen to the great mage Serie, the feet goddess? Even when Serie read the script, she couldn't help but be mortified when she got when it comes to the expert demon hypnosis user in Grausam the Miraculous that can deceive a greater demon like Solitar. Let's go through the scenarios of what has likely happened to his character. Now, let's go with the obvious. Maybe he's just dead. That is supposed to be the most likely outcome. If you've seen my previous videos about the hero of the South that didn't get copyrighted, then you've seen the discussions on which 7 demon sages of destruction the hero of the South defeated and who the hero's party defeated as of chapter 63. But let's breeze through this real quick. The hero's party defeated 2 of the 7 demon sages, with Bose the Immortal being the confirmed one in the Golden Land storyline. 2 of the remaining 5 escaped or disappeared. That is, Demon Anya Forger and Macht of the Golden Land. The hero of the South took down the other 3, including Schlott the Omniscient. The 3 being a femboy demon looking thing, a demon munchkin Ubel, and a demon girl that people will fantasize naughty thoughts about. The reason why Grausam couldn't have been the one that the hero of the South defeated is because he was literally alive during the Goddess Monument arc, 7 years into the hero's party's journey to defeat the Demon King. And he had to be alive in order to erase Macht's memories of the battle that went down against the hero of the South. In chapter 11, during Aizen and Himmel's conversation, during the Shaved Ice flashback, Aizen mentioned the hero of the South's defeat, with Himmel saying how their journey is just getting started. This is congruent with the timeline that the hero of the South established himself, because he got yeeted only after 1 year of meeting Frieren. So that accounts for every 7 demon sage that has been defeated. The hero's party defeated 2, Bose the Immortal, and by process of elimination, Grausam the Miraculous. The 2 that escaped was Aura the Guillotine, who we saw Frieren later tell her to. And the other was Macht of the Golden Land, the demon that had his memory erased by Grausam, because the leading theory here is that he might have turned the hero of the South into gold. The last 3 are these 3 nameless demons, because Kanehito has given enough context for us to determine what happened to the other 4, being the just hit puberty demon, the munchkin demon Ubel, and the demon everyone wanted to. In conclusion, the hero's party had to be the one to defeat Grausam, with many questions surrounding if it had to do with the encounter with him during the Goddess Monument flashback, in which will be addressed in a bit. So far, the story is making us assume that Grausam already got yeeted. He's not supposed to exist. But at the same time, literally everything about this guy's powers says he's not. And the fact that Kanehito has never fleshed out how he actually got defeated, leaves us with many more questions than answers. Just from a storytelling perspective, his backstory is clearly being saved for a bigger reveal that explains something. That something can be the fact that he is alive, or it could just be saving for the instance that the hero's party's defeat of Grausam actually explains something else entirely that fills the context for something else. Maybe for something like the Hero of the South stuff. Both scenarios, him alive, him dead, still entail the significance of Grausam's abilities. I've made a video about the comparisons of both Edel and Grausam's expertise in hypnosis magic from humanity and demons' perspective to explain the future possibility of coexistence. In this video, make sure to check that video out. But the focus on this video will be everything Grausam. This dude Grausam can literally stand there with Frieren, Himmel, and Heither, not noticing that he was standing there the entire time. We are talking about elite levels of mental manipulation where Frieren's old school magical mental resistance should be able to handle the basics of hypnosis users. Himmel, who eventually found his real self, and Heither, who also eventually woke up like,
"This isn't as bad as my hangover the other day.
Thank the goddess of creation for blessing me with liver poison resistance. Before Frieren got hit with Ansahel Shella, spell the guide to paradise, he was about to reveal the context behind Grausam's magic. But just by the context of Frieren forever being stuck in the dream world, it was literally Heither and then Himmel that took control of that fight. But future Frieren almost explaining Grausam's magic means that past Frieren might have encountered Grausam again. However, we are talking about the hero's party here, in the middle of their prime, deep into their 10-year adventure, where it is 7 years in, with the guidance of a future Frieren 100 years into the future that helped Himmel remember his resistance to hypnosis magic, because apparently he doesn't have magic either. In reality, this is Grausam, a 7-demon sage of destruction whose powers are supposed to be inconceivable to humans that are effective 99.9% of the time. Only Heither has ever resisted his magic by the goddess's grace, meaning that after this battle, where he survives along with the help of Solitar, this dude would never underestimate the hero's party again. That has to be the assumption, because just like Macht and Solitar in the future, they adapt to magic progressively. Solitar and Macht were quickly figuring out how to combat the updated Zoltrak of fast PPUs and dense Zoltrak from Solitar's Inn earlier in her battle. In Macht's battle against the great mage Serie, he saw her perform Mista Zyla, the cursed reversal spell, and planned on counters for it. It was mentioned by Frieren that this was likely the case. So another 7-demon sage like Grausam would have likely done the same after almost getting destroyed by Himmel and Heither. Let me take you guys back to this moment where Grausam not being perceived by Himmel, Heither, and Frieren at the beginning, because this is the reality for most of the rest of humanity that would encounter him in maybe the hero's party again in the future. This master of disguise magician can literally appear to not appear. Like he could be standing over you on the toilet while you're watching this video and whisper in your ear, "It's another day in the Frieren Manga hiatus." No! That example of Grausam showcasing his power might be the one that stands out the most. But let's rewind this back and get to know what kind of demon he is and everything that has been said about him. Even though all of the 7 demon sages of destruction were all shown in chapter 63 with the backstory of the hero of the South, it wasn't until chapter 89 when Gluck came to recruit Macht where Grausam was introduced. Macht's weakness is Grausam, and we know Grausam is a master level hypnosis user, not only against humans shown in putting Frieren and Himmel to sleep, but demons as well. Even Solitar stated herself that she's not even sure that the current form of Grausam is the real Grausam. When the Goddess Monument arc started, with Solitar coming together with the other mentioned greater demons in tow, the Saint of the End, Rivale, the bloody god of war, and Grausam, the Miraculous. Grausam was fully invested in this task given by the Demon King to hunt down future Frieren, force the knowledge of the future out of her, and then exterminate her. One thing in common about the situation with Schlot and the one here in the Goddess Monument is the fact that Grausam followed the orders both times. We know that demons are naturally selfish and will only obey when fear is involved. It's not really conclusive where on the spectrum of demon Grausam is, but what Solitar says about him might provide those answers. When Solitar talks about both Tote and herself being cowards and only fighting from a distance where she doesn't expose herself to a disadvantage, she brings it up to Grausam that wouldn't be unfair. This might be alluding to Grausam's hypnosis abilities and his natural underhanded tactics. His abilities are so great that it could deceive the eyes of a greater demon like Solitar with this present form not being his true identity. He is someone that can disguise and escape the eyes of humanity and survive through any era through his deceptive magic. The fact that he has never truly shown his face must be the reason why he has survived this long. Grausam basically confirms this, even if said in jest that he would be willing to show his real face to her, but Solitar didn't really care in the end. These 2 pages in chapter 117, the erasing of Macht in the Golden Land arc, and the fact that the Frieren story has yet to show Grausam being defeated, are the reasons why fans think Grausam could still be alive today. The entire premise of his powers is deception. With the choice of dialogue, like Solitar saying, you are able to disguise yourself to escape the eyes of humanity. I'm sure you can survive through any era. That feels like a foreshadowing. Now this leads to one of the biggest questions we have of Grausam. How does this battle during the Goddess Monument arc tie into how he was ultimately defeated by the hero's party within those next 3 years? Or are they somehow counting that this fight was the defeat of Grausam? But that doesn't seem likely at all. Towards the end of the fight, Kanehito basically threw us in the dark of what all happened at the end. When it comes to Grausam, Himmel finally broke free of Grausam's hypnosis hold. His arm got chopped off, leaking mana. Frieren finally reached the monument and said the correct spell to send her back to the present. And Grausam revealed something to Himmel and Hyther. He has to resort to a way of fighting that he's not very fond of and can't be picky about it now. Going on further to apologize to Himmel. Please don't hate me for what's coming next. What came next? Well, we don't really know. All of a sudden, it time skips when Himmel and Hyther are chasing down Solitar because they don't want more greater demons just wandering about. But Solitar basically threatens Frieren's passed out body by fighting recklessly. So whatever Grausam showed to Himmel and Hyther and how he escaped is a complete mystery, and we are only left with the conversation between Solitar and Grausam after the fact. He thanks her for helping him when he got caught up in the heat of battle. Solitar responds how much he went out of character by displaying so much fear and intense desire to kill. It's possible that he showed his true form, and with whatever diversion Solitar employed, he was able to escape using his hypnosis abilities. And one of the biggest cliffhangers happened here, where I talked about at length in many videos involving him, where he learned some big clue from the hero's party, whether it was from Himmel, Frieren, or even both. The combination of something like that seems to be the assumption. And if he learned something from future Frieren, it further fuels fan theory that he prepared for a future where he deceives his way through his hypnosis magic in order to survive. As we all know about demons, they value their lives first before the Demon King, the Demon King's army, and their very own race. So it's natural to come to the conclusion that out of all of the demon sages and greater demons, someone with the deceptive qualities and the skill set to maneuver his way to the future would be Grausam. That leads to many of the theories that could include Grausam somehow being a part of the Foundation Festival arc, like impersonating a character like Fausch or Sitz, or someone that is manipulating Commander Reve from behind the scenes. I've actually made many videos about this as chapters 141 through 147 came out, but once the hiatus ends, I promise to update these theories as new information comes in. Another theory that fuels the fire, that Grausam is alive, and if the hero of the South was turned into gold, is the fact that someone needs to be alive to eventually reveal that truth. It honestly doesn't make any sense to create such a dramatic mystery that entails something wider and bigger, like what is happening 1,000 years into the future with Schlatt's visions. This battle should end up relieving some of our biggest Frieren lore questions, and we need someone alive to reveal such facts. It's either Frieren will eventually run into the hero of the South and undo Macht's golds, or Grausam will be alive, where Frieren, along with someone like Edel, can use their hypnosis magic on Grausam to reveal the context missing from Macht's memories. This is all assuming if the hero of the South could even be revived, but one thing is for sure, knowing what happened during this fight against the hero of the South versus Schlatt the Omniscient in the 7 Stages of Destruction could be something that saves the world 1,000 years into the future, and the character that can best reveal that is Grausam. So yeah guys, let me know what you guys think about Grausam the Miraculous, and if he's still alive or do you guys think he is dead. I would love to know in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.